All right. Today, we're going to be talking about what an actual service-based arbitrage deal looks like in real life. If you were to go out and do one today and you wanted to make some recurring income and extra cash to help provide more freedom or money for investments or whatever it might be, this is exactly what it would look like. All right. So I always teach people to follow something called the $0 framework, and it consists of 4 steps. All right. Number one, we're going to find somebody who needs help, someone who can benefit from something that we can have somebody else do for us, right? Again, this could be something like getting leads for someone, building a website for somebody, helping them show up in search engines, doing some design work for them, creating an app, a web application, right? Any of these types of services are great options. So we're going to find somebody who needs help and that will benefit from it. Number two, we're going to get paid. We're going to get paid before we provide the value. That way we mitigate almost all of the risk in the deal. Okay. So we're going to get paid second. And then once we've been paid, we're going to provide value to the customer that has paid us. Once they've paid us, we're going to rinse and repeat. We're going to do it all over again with another customer. And that's how we can create recurring income and more money coming in on a monthly basis. It's really exciting. So let's just say that there's an individual who owns a home service company. I choose home services because that group of people, that industry has a large value gap. They need a lot of help. I've talked about this in other videos, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on it now, but just know that home service is a great place to focus if you're doing service-based arbitrage. So let's say there's a guy whose name is Jim, who owns a company that's an HVAC business. We'll call it ABC HVAC. So Jim owns ABC HVAC. Let's say that you decide to get in touch with Jim and you start talking to him and he says, "Oh my heck, I would love to be online, but I have no idea how to do it. I've been thinking about it for years, but I really need some help." This is perfect. We've accomplished step number one. We found somebody who could benefit from one of the services that we can offer. All right. So, number two, what we're going to do is, of course, explain how we can serve him, and then we're going to get paid. So, you may tell Jim, "Awesome. I would love to help you. I want to make sure you're taken care of and have everything that you need. I can make sure that you're going to grow in your rankings on a search engine so that if there's competitors in your area, we want you to be able to be found much easier than you're currently being found." Right? We can make sure that your website looks just perfect for people, that it's got some curb appeal, et cetera, et cetera. And let's say you say to Jim, "I'm going to charge you $2,000 up front to work with me." Okay. This is nice because Jim is going to pay you $2,000 before any work's been done. This is kind of like a startup fee or initiation fee, right? Or a setup fee. All of that money goes into your pocket. Now, this is amazing because you haven't spent any money to find Jim. You can find Jim at no cost, right? That's why I call my business $0 startup. It works insanely well. So Jim is now excited about working with you. He's committed. He's paid you $2,000 and you're telling him, "I can continue to do work for you on a monthly basis for $700 a month." Okay. So you've received $2,000 for the startup, and then there's going to be $700 coming in on a monthly basis to do the fulfillment. All right. And both of those would be quoted right at the beginning of the conversation. So or after you had explained what you're able to do for him. So you'd be able to collect $2,000 for the startup and then an additional $700 a month in recurring. Now, here's the fun part. Number three, we're going to provide value. All right. We're going to provide value for Jim. Well, here's what's wonderful. You don't have to do any of the actual heavy lifting. You don't have to be the guy that's doing all of the back end tech work. You can find somebody else to do that for pennies on the dollar. Let's say you find a group that will do all of the fulfillment for you for about $200. Well, that's exciting because now the $700 that's coming in a month, take 200 away from that, and you've created $500 of pure recurring income without having to do any of the work. And you didn't even have to pay in order to make that $500 a month, right? You actually got paid. You got paid $2,000 to create recurring income. This is amazing, right? This is absolutely incredible. And the fourth thing that you would do is you would simply repeat that process. So you'd go out and find somebody again, you'd get paid, and then you would provide value and you'd repeat it again. Find somebody, get paid, provide value. This is the $0 framework, and it works the very best in the world of service-based arbitrage. If you've got any questions about how this works, or if you're interested in kind of figuring out how you could do this in your own life, just click the link in the description below and you can book a time to meet with a team member. And we can walk you through exactly what this might look like in your life so you can start creating more freedom, more time, more money in your bank account. And I know it'd be an absolute blast for you. It's been the best thing for me. I've loved doing service-based arbitrage, and I've been doing it for years. But excited for you. This stuff is amazing. We'll chat soon.